Thanks so much for staying with us this morning. We are continuing to track this snowstorm that is moving into the area and has been with us now at least for the last couple of hours, but we've got many more hours to go before the snow comes to an end. Even our Perrysburg camera noticed some of the cars out on 475 there, definitely slower traveling, even some parking lots that are becoming quickly covered, and even those area cars too. So today's going to be one of those days where you're probably just going to be better off just to hang tight at home because again, we're going to be dealing with snow all day, and a heavy snow at that. And I know that we may have a lot of errands that we typically need to run on Sundays, but travel is just going to be quite difficult. So if at all costs, if you're able to stay home, may not be a bad idea to do so. In fact, if you're going to be doing any sort of snow work outside, snow blowers are going to probably be the way to go. But the good news is, because it's a little bit lighter, fluffier snow, it should be pretty easy to shovel. But some areas could be picking up close to near a foot of snow when it's all said and done. We continue to have those winter storm warnings. Those are in effect through tomorrow morning because we've got this intense banding of snow that's moving into the area, right? So the center of the system is actually well down to the south, and just to the north of that, we've got that much colder air in place, and that is why we're seeing those much darker colors here locally. And it's going to fall in all snow. We're not dealing with a rain-snow line here. No chance of freezing rain or sleet. We're staying in all snow for the rest of today. And our hour by hour shows that. And you're going to notice, though, some of these shades of blue are going to kind of differentiate. They turn a little bit brighter, a little bit darker at times. And that's because we're going to be dealing with some different snowfall intensity. And I want to bring in meteorologist Heather Poloff, who has actually been tracking some of that intensity, how that could be impacting some roadway conditions later on.
Yeah, good morning, Davis. We are still tracking the snow kind of as it ebbs and flows through the area this morning. So we had some heavier bands move through. Right now in the metro area, things have lightened up just a bit. But looking back off toward the west, we do have those heavier snow bands now starting to make their way in from Indiana and crossing that state line into northwest Ohio and southeast Michigan. So we're going to continue to track that. And again, the nature of that snow as it falls this morning is going to be that light powdery kind of snow, and that's going to be blown around by really not a lot of wind, but just enough wind for us to start to see those reduced visibilities as well as those snow-covered roadways. In fact, let's take a live look at Defender on some of those roadways this morning. And this looks like a side street out there, perhaps down in Wood County this morning, and hard to tell even where the roadway is, let alone which lane is which. So if you do have to head out there this morning, of course, we've got a lot of those church cancellations, thankfully. So people don't have to travel out to those. But if you do have to be out, this is what you're going to be seeing really across all of northwest Ohio and southeast Michigan. We've got a list of those snow emergencies on our website. So take a look at that here if you do have to head out this morning. No reports of any level 3 snow emergencies at this point. So that's some good news. Of course, if that changes, we'll be sure to let you know. But again, really seeing that snow kind of changing in intensity throughout the day. In fact, expecting that heaviest snowfall later this morning and into the early afternoon hours, up to a ½ inch of snow an hour here in Toledo Metro. So just kind of giving you an idea of when those heavier snow bands are expected throughout the afternoon and into this evening. We're going to start to see those snow bands start to taper off. Things certainly calming down as we get into the later part of this evening and into the overnight hours tonight. Davis.
Well, I'll tell you what, that makes sense, and even some heavier snowfall amounts too, the further south that you go, because look at some of these totals that we are expecting. 8 to 12 inches for areas down towards Findlay, Tiffin, Upper Sandusky, even up through Norwalk. 7 to 10 inches still through the metro area, including Bowling Green, Wauseon, Henry County, even Defiance as well. And then lighter amounts the further north and west you go up into Michigan. So we're going to hold these weather impact alert days. The snow is going to be the big thing for Sunday, but the frigid cold is still going to be another thing. In fact, some of that snow that's falling today could actually make things much colder as we go down the road. It kind of makes it difficult for the air to actually warm up with that snowpack. And notice these frigid temperatures that we're seeing, morning lows below 0. We may have a chance for a few flurries then by Tuesday. It's looking to stay pretty quiet actually, but just that cold pattern is really not going anywhere. We don't start to see warm-ups, at least warming into the lower and middle 20s. It's not until next week. That's a look at your extended forecast. We'll be right back.